You may have heard of Tom Clancy, one of the most successful authors in the country. His books like The Hunt for Red October and Rainbow Six were bestsellers that went on to spawn blockbuster films and video game franchises. But did you know that many of his fictional plots have eerily come true? For example, his 1994 novel Clear and Present Danger tells a story of a desperate US government who, through the CIA, intercepted phone communications between drug cartels in South America to launch covert military actions without congressional approval. We now know from Snowden leaks that the government has in fact utilized phone tapping and secret military operations. A few months before the capture of Osama bin Laden, Clancy released Dead or Alive, which detailed the capture of a terrorist mastermind who evaded US intelligence authorities by hiding out in Las Vegas. One of Tom Clancy's most successful video games, Ghost Recon, was released in 2001 but set in 2008. The game begins with a conflict between Georgian rebel forces and Russian nationalists who have seized power with the intent of reestablishing the Soviet Empire. Oddly, the Russia-Georgia War began in April of 2008. In the 1994 release, Dead of Honor, Clancy's recurring hero Jack Ryan outmaneuvers a ruling Japanese cabal who is in an economic dispute with the United States. A Japanese airline pilot's son and brother die as a result of the conflict. Driven insane with grief, the pilot flies a Boeing 747 into the US Capitol during a joint session of Congress. Clancy's first book, The Hunt for Red October, which was released in 1984, had a character named Peter Henderson, who was a KGB spy who infiltrated the US government. Interestingly, it's been confirmed via US government emails reported by the New York Post and in easily searchable emails at BidenLaptopEmails.com that Joe Biden used the Peter Henderson name as an alias. Rumors often circulated that Tom Clancy's thrillers were so detailed in their descriptions of military and covert operations that the FBI had investigated the Baltimore novelist to determine his sources. After Clancy's untimely suspicious death in October of 2013, the Baltimore Sun submitted a Freedom of Information Act request for any FBI files on Clancy. The FBI sent back 46 pages, including several redacted pages of background checks federal authorities had conducted. Interestingly, the Jack Ryan character in his novels was modeled after his business partner Steve Pieczenik. Pieczenik is not only an author like Clancy, but is known as one of the world's most experienced international crisis managers, hostage negotiators, and legendary military intelligence agents in American history. He's an expert in psychological warfare, political psychology, regime change, intelligence, counterintelligence, and covert operations. His novels are based on his 20 years of experience in resolving international crises for 5 U.S. administrations, serving as a consultant to the U.S. Department of State, Deputy Assistant Secretary of State under Henry Kissinger, Cyrus Vance, and James Baker. Google and the media would have you believe that Pieczenik is a conspiracy theorist, despite all of his experience and accolades. But I wanted to play a short clip for you from a video he released on January 17, 2017. It was one of the first where he finally showed his face after more than 25 years, but the content will help you understand why they want him silenced.
On November 1, 2016, Hillary and Bill Clinton and their entourage of assistants effected a civilian coup. In contrast to the usual concept of a coup where the military is involved and takes over the White House and communication centers, very much like the scenarios you see in a movie, this coup was done silently and very effectively through 2 methods, corruption and co-optation. The Clintons have been involved in co-opting our White House, our judiciary, our CIA, our Federal Bureau of Investigation, our Attorney General Loretta Lynch, and our Director of the FBI, James Comey, for some time now.
Google him for yourself. Now that you understand the narratives, you'll see what I mean. Thanks for listening.